After spending over the last few weeks re-enjoying my time with the Rock Band series with the recent release of the 4th installment, my fingers are freaking destroyed! But I had to have a long pep talk with my hands to stay in shape and conserve their energy because Guitar Hero Live is now out. After 5 years since the last installment, Guitar Hero Live's goal is to reboot the series and bring people back to music games, and my god has it changed. The 3 most notable changes are the 2 new ways to play, which are Live and GHTV, and the completely new button interface that will forever change the way we play Guitar Hero. So now it's time to see if the series has changed for the better or the worse. So let's start with the guitar. For $100 you receive the game and, surprise, the guitar. It feels much lighter and hollow than the new Rock Band guitar, but its build is pretty solid. The strum bar is loud but accurate, and the other buttons feel nice, but what the f*** is going on here? Gone are the 5 colored buttons, as we now have Guitar Hero's new button layout. Instead of 5 frets, we now have 3 frets cut up into 2 rows, top part black and bottom part white. Because of the new button layout, actually learning to play the game was the most frustrating yet enjoyable experiences of my life. I started playing Guitar Hero almost 10 years ago and have mastered its gameplay on Expert for the past 8 or so years. And for a long time, I missed the joy of learning the game's mechanics and the feeling of accomplishment for getting through a song on a harder difficulty. And with Guitar Hero Live, all that fun and frustration is back, and I loved every second of it. For the first few hours, everyone I know, including myself, experienced something called Ghost Pinky because, after all, there are only 3 frets. There's no need for a pinky. Switching between rows on the same fret was a different kind of way to play Guitar Hero, and because your fingers will move up and down the neck, it simulates the feeling of playing a real guitar much more than the old button layout. Playing guitar licks and chords that switch back and forth between top and bottom row is confusing for both the brain and my fingers, but in the end, the change of the layout is ultimately for the better, and it should please both casual and hardcore gamers. One of the 2 new modes for Guitar Hero Live is called, Live. This is the game's campaign mode in which you play pre-made sets to advance the game and unlock more content. As you can tell, what's different about this mode is that you play in first person in front of real people with real bandmates. So gone are the customizable guitars, wacky characters, and eccentric onstage moves in favor for a more realistic experience. In short, it's terrible. First of all, the acting from the members of the band to the roadies and some of the fans you perform in front of are completely amateur. Every time an actor's on camera, they just have to stare straight at you, demanding your attention like this one drunk white girl at your friend's wedding. Because everything in this mode is filmed, there are only 2 emotions your band can feel: extremely happy, or they act like the devil's babies. Everyone is so bipolar, it makes the game unenjoyable, non-realistic, and non-immersive. And all the different bands you play with feel like parodies of other bands except without any self-awareness. Skateboarding backstage, those lame-ass pep talks, the things they say between songs, the fake tweets people post, the fake radio announcer talking about the concerts, and almost everything else that goes on is borderline corny and overdone. Guitar Hero Live is like your uncle trying to be the coolest person on the planet, but fails miserably. And this is clear in the game's setlist. Oh my god, the music. I do understand that music is subjective, and not everyone will like the same type of music, but excluding around 5 of the songs, none of these are songs you want to play Guitar Hero to. Hey Ho, Counting Stars, Rihanna, Fall Out Boy, Skrillex, these are not fun songs to play on guitar. And if anything, these songs would have been much more fun to play if they were covers. As a whole, the live section of Guitar Hero is simply a fail. And in all honesty, I'm surprised they didn't even realize this idea was bad in the first place. The other section of Guitar Hero Live is known as TV, and GHTV is reason enough for you to go out and buy Guitar Hero Live. GHTV is a free music streaming service with multiple channels constantly playing music 24/7. Every hour or half an hour that goes by, the channel will switch genres of music from things like indie, metal, rock, 90s music, ballads, and so on. So like television or radio, everyone plays the same music together without interruption. Because you play people in the same channel as you, everyone competes to get the highest score possible in their lobby. This alone makes GHTV incredibly addicting. Another cool thing is, you play with actual music videos. Some of these videos I haven't seen over 10 years, and they just put a smile on my face. GHTV also caters to all styles of music without forcing you to play genres you don't want to play. So people who are fans of Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars, and Carrie Underwood can play what they like, while people who are fans of Slipknot, Pantera, Dream Theater, Avenged Sevenfold, Soundgarden, and other types of rock can play what they like. You can also play live shows by any number of artists, like my personal favorite Avenged Sevenfold, which actually made me feel more like a part of the band than the live portion of the game did. GHTV has a huge library of songs that will be updated constantly, allowing you to play new music when you end up being sick of what there is. GHTV is a great way to discover new music, which is one of the reasons I love the Guitar Hero series as much as I do. One of the biggest criticisms people bring up for Guitar Hero Live is the fact that you could never truly own a song. If you want to play a song on demand, you use something called a play. Each play gives you the ability to play any of the songs you wish. After a couple hours of playing, you'll get a decent amount of play tokens, and you'll receive more every time you level up. You can also buy play tokens with real money, and in all honesty, Guitar Hero Live has the most reasonable and generous microtransaction system I have ever seen in a video game. But no matter how much money you put into the game, you could never truly own a song. And in all honesty, this is okay. There were many songs I bought at older Guitar Hero games and even the Rock Band series that I would play constantly for the first few weeks and then never play them again. Guitar Hero Live is set up so that you play what you want and pay only when you want to play it. And you won't even use that many plays, as the channel streaming is incredibly addictive. Guitar Hero Live is a valid attempt to shake up the Guitar Hero formula. The live portion of the game was a colossal failure to be immersive or enjoyable. However, GHTV is an incredibly addicting game mode that showcases the reason Guitar Hero was so awesome in the first place. But the simple change in the guitar's layout shakes up the gameplay perfectly. Just the change in the frets is reason enough to buy Guitar Hero Live, but the inclusion of GHTV makes sure that you'll be playing this game for a long time. Whether you're a veteran of the series and want a new challenge, or you're new to the series and want to get into all sorts of new music, Guitar Hero Live is definitely worth the purchase. Just don't expect the game to be the life of the party. That's Rock Band's job. Guitar Hero Live receives a 7.75 out of 10. Thank you for watching and stay fresh.